And so, I'm reviewing all the important films of 2022. Yes, by that I mean the Oscar-nominated movies, and yes, I am being cheeky. Because although they consider all these movies very important out there on Mount Olympus, I don't necessarily agree, but I still try to watch them all anyway, so here we go. Today it's Tar, the latest film from director Todd Field, which stars Cate Blanchett as the title character, a world-famous superstar orchestra conductor who becomes mired in personal turmoil and great controversy that eventually derails her celebrated career. The movie has been critically acclaimed, but also divisive in ways that actually seem to prove the point it's making. What's my take on it? Stick around and find out. It's interesting the way Todd Field has chosen to open Tar, with what essentially amounts to all of the closing credits right up front. White letters on a black screen as pretentious world music drones on the soundtrack, an opening credits sequence that just seems to go on for days, and you find yourself looking at your watch just minutes into a movie that hasn't even started. It's as if he is daring you to leave the theater right now, to not bother engaging with this piece of film art that you're about to see, because it will very likely be complicated and the source of complicated self-reflection and conflicting emotions of sympathy and outrage. Tar is first and foremost a psychological character study, but it is also a probing work of social observation. We are clued into this early on. The title character of Lydia Tar is introduced giving an interview to The New Yorker, and then a masterclass at Juilliard. We see right away that this is a strong, opinionated woman with a true passion for her art and an appreciation for art and aesthetics above ideology and morality. The key scene is during the masterclass at Juilliard, where she zeroes in on and eventually humiliates a Gen Z student for his limited scope in art appreciation and his inability to separate the artist from the art. It is a piercing critique of modern academia. The movie seems to be telling us that the academic environments of today have become bastions of ideology, and this might have resulted in a generation of people who can't seem to think for themselves, and cultural discourse has been robbed of all nuance. And then this concept is elevated to society at large, when the second half of the movie becomes about Lydia Tar's downfall as she becomes a victim of quote-unquote cancel culture, when her statements at Juilliard are edited out of context into a TikTok video specifically designed to paint her as an extremist lunatic. And this is compounded with allegations of predatory behavior with some of her subordinates. Todd Field has some very clear and direct points to make, and he is not at all subtle about making them. What makes the movie work, though, is that despite taking society to task for their rushes to judgment or lack of nuance, it's not a pity party. Lydia Tar herself is never painted as a victim. Quite the contrary. In fact, in many ways we see that she can be a monster, but at the same time we are aware that her discourse at Juilliard was deliberately reframed to posit a specific and incorrect thesis. And furthermore, we are never 100% convinced that the allegations are entirely true. The movie never gives us more information, because that's the whole point. When it comes to the social media-based shaming of a public figure, we are seldom possessed of any inside information, but will nonetheless pass judgment based on our own personal moral code. As the movie unfolds, we see that Lydia Tar is definitely a great artist, but we also see she may not be a great person. And I guess it is up to us to decide if that matters or if it should matter. Cate Blanchett is exemplary. She refuses to make her character easily sympathetic, and yet she always commands your respect. And although this is a complete work of fiction, we feel we are watching the life of a real person on screen. The way Todd Field presents the events and goes about his careful world building is 100% convincing. The dialogues, from a script he himself wrote, all have a naturalistic flow, and so the movie comes off like a documentary. And it is probably because of this palpable sense of reality, this unflinching honesty, that maybe some viewers will feel uncomfortable, whether they see themselves reflected in the very Gen X Lydia Tar and her contemporaries, who vary from the sympathetic to the weak-willed and complacent, or whether they see themselves in the closed-minded Juilliard student, or any of Tar's young subordinates. In any case, it's not an easy movie at all, but it is stunningly cinematic, with its grand widescreen compositions and dynamic scene constructions, and it is often entertaining and always engaging with its authentic sense of time and place. And that time and place is now. Todd Field has crafted a very vital piece of work that speaks to us as we are today, right now, this minute. And I don't doubt this will stand as a vivid document of this particular period of human history, as generations look to time capsules that inform them about their past. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and share the video with all your friends on social media. Then come on back to check out all the other film reviews and podcasts and ruminations and what have you. I'm doing what I can to put forth content that will keep you entertained. See you next time.